Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Kelly again. And we are back today, and we're continuing with Chapter 1, the Geography of the United States. And we're going to move on today to Latitude and Longitude. Now, you should have received yesterday your Social Studies textbook and a copy of the Chapter 1 packet. If you did not receive your textbook yet, don't worry. I have scanned the pages here for you to see. If you do have your textbook, you can follow along in the book with me, or you can look on the screen. Now, you're going to want to also check in the box, the description for this assignment. Your teacher will let you know if there are any pages in the Chapter 1 packet that you are to complete. So please make sure you read all of the directions in the box for this assignment. Okay, so you have this video to watch, and you may have pages to complete in your Chapter 1 packet. So just make sure that you read so that you know what to do. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about latitude and longitude, which are words that you may have heard before. So we are on section 1.3, understanding latitude and longitude. This is in your textbook on page 14. So if you have your book, you can open it to page 14. Geographers begin to study a place by finding its location. To do this, they use two types of measurements called latitude and longitude. With these lines, they can pinpoint any spot on Earth. Distances between these lines are measured in degrees. And this little tiny symbol, it's a little circle, that means degrees. Now, this is not the degrees like you bake a cake at 350 degrees. This is degrees like distance, okay? So if you see this symbol, it means degrees of distance. The lines that circle Earth from west to east are called parallels of latitude. The distance between parallel lines is always the same. The starting point for measuring parallels of latitude is the equator, and we talked about the equator yesterday. That's that imaginary line that runs around the middle of the Earth. The equator is halfway between the North Pole and the South Pole. It is at 0 degrees latitude. So you see there's a little 0 degrees. It is 0 degrees latitude. So that's like your starting point. All places north of the equator are north latitude. Places south of the equator are south latitude. The places farthest from the equator are the poles. The North Pole is 90 degrees north latitude. The South Pole is 90 degrees south latitude. So if you look at the map, you see here they have the lines of latitude marked off. They have them marked off in 15-degree increments. And the North Pole would be 90 degrees north, and this little N means north. So this would be 15 degrees north latitude. The little S means south. This would be 30 degrees south latitude. The lines that run from the North Pole to the South Pole are called meridians of longitude. These lines are half circles. They are not parallels because they are not always the same distance apart. They are farthest apart where they cross the equator and they meet at the two poles. So if you think about a globe or the Earth as a sphere, right? So as the lines start at the top and they go around, they're going to kind of curve a little bit because the Earth is curved. So the prime meridian is 0 degrees longitude. Longitude lines to the west of the prime meridian are west longitude. So this line here would be 15 degrees west longitude. Lines east of the prime meridian are east longitude. So this line here would be 30 degrees east longitude. Any spot on the globe can be pinpointed exactly by using latitude and longitude. For example, this boat is in the middle of the Earth's largest ocean at 15 degrees south, 150 degrees west. Can you find that spot on the world map on page 15? We're going to take a look at that. So 15 degrees south, that tells me that it is 15 degrees south latitude. So it's south of the equator. 150 degrees west tells me that it is west of the prime meridian. So let's take a look and see if we can find it. So it said it was 15 degrees south. So here's my latitude. 15 degrees south would be this line here. Okay. And it said it was 150 degrees west longitude. So here's the prime meridian. I'm going to go west. There's 150 degrees west. So where do those two lines meet? If you've ever done grids in math or you've played the game Battleship, this is like a coordinate grid. So we take our latitude coordinate first, 15 degrees south, 150 degrees west. Here's where they meet. So the boat in that picture is right here. It is in the largest ocean, which we know is the Pacific Ocean. So that boat would be right about here. The starting place for measuring longitude is the prime meridian or the first meridian. It is numbered 0 degrees. All lines to the east of the prime meridian are east longitude. Lines to the west of the prime meridian are west longitude. There is one line that is the same distance east and west of the prime meridian. It is exactly halfway around the world from the prime meridian. This line is at 180 degrees longitude. It is called the international date line. So if you think about the Earth or a globe being a sphere, the prime meridian is 0 degrees, but when it wraps around the top of the Earth, right, it crosses over the North Pole and it goes down the other side. On the other side of the Earth, it is 180 degrees longitude, and it is known as the international date line. You can locate any place on Earth by using parallels of latitude and meridians of longitude. To note the location of a place on Earth, first name its latitude. So you're going to go north or south. Then name its longitude, including east or west. We have to know if we're going east or west of the prime meridian. For example, one location on Earth's surface is at 30 degrees north, 90 degrees west. Can you find this location on the map below? So let's take a look at our map. 30 degrees north. That tells me that this line of latitude is going to be north of the equator. So if I come over here, 30 degrees north, so it's going to be this line. 90 degrees west, that tells me it's going to be west of the prime meridian. And down here, there's our compass rose. So if we forget what direction north, south, east, or west is, we can just look at the compass rose to refresh our memory. So 30 degrees north and 90 degrees west. So we're looking for 30 degrees north, 90 degrees west. So let's go over here. 30 degrees north is this line. Let's go up here. 90 degrees west is this line. That location is going to be right about here. Okay, right about where my little pointer is. It looks like it's right on the Gulf of Mexico, maybe Louisiana. So that is how you would find 30 degrees north, 90 degrees west. Go 30 degrees north first, then 90 degrees west. Now, if you have your book, you can kind of run your fingers along those lines, and where your fingers meet, that would be the point. Now, let's take a look up here. It says this is an aerial photograph of the world's largest rainforest. Aerial means it's taken from up above. So there's either an airplane or a helicopter that's flying over this rainforest that took this picture. Can you find this spot at 15 degrees south, 60 degrees west on the world map below? So 15 degrees south latitude, remember south of the equator, 60 degrees west. So let's see if we can find it. Okay, so first it said 15 degrees south latitude. So I'm south of the equator. And up here, I'm west of the prime meridian. So I'm going to go down. That spot would be right here where those two lines would meet. So somewhere in South America would be the world's largest rainforest. So remember, you're going to go north or south first, get your coordinate for your latitude first, and then your longitude, east or west of the prime meridian. Now, let's take a look at some coordinates. And I made a little coordinate grid here. This is not on a globe. I just made a little grid with some objects on it for us to practice locating objects on a map. So I've labeled the equator. This is 0 degrees latitude. I've labeled the prime meridian. This is 0 degrees longitude. So let's take a look. First, we have a Viking ship. What would the coordinates or the location of the Viking ship be? Remember, first I want to go north or south. So it's north on the 15 degrees north line. Then I want to see, is it east or west of the prime meridian? It is west. It is 10 degrees west. So the location of the Viking ship would be 15 degrees north, 10 degrees west. So it is north of the equator. It is west of the prime meridian. Okay, let's take a look at this crab. So this crab is north of the equator. He's sitting on the 5 degrees north line. So he's 5 degrees north. Now, he is sitting directly on the prime meridian. Okay, he's right on the prime meridian. So his coordinates or his location would be 5 degrees north, 0 degrees. So 5 degrees north latitude, 0 degrees longitude, because he is right on the prime meridian. Okay, let's look at the seagull. The seagull is north of the equator. He is 20 degrees north. So he's on the 20 degrees north line. He is east of the prime meridian. So let's take a look. He's at the 10 degrees east line. So he is 20 degrees north latitude, 10 degrees east longitude. That would be his location. Let's take a look at the sailboat. So the sailboat is south of the equator. So the sailboat is on the 10 degrees south line, 10 degrees south. The sailboat is east of the prime meridian, and it looks like it is on the 15 degrees east line. So the location of the sailboat would be 10 degrees south latitude, 15 degrees east longitude. So if you gave those coordinates or that location to somebody, they would be able to find the sailboat on a map. Now, this symbol is the symbol for a hurricane. So we have a hurricane brewing. Where is its location? Well, it is south of the equator. It's 25 degrees south latitude. It is east of the prime meridian. And it is 10 degrees east longitude. So the location of the hurricane would be 25 degrees south, 10 degrees east. Okay, let's try a few more. Let's take a look at this island here. Okay, we have an island. What is the location of the island? Remember, do your north or south location first. So it is on the 15 degrees south latitude line. It is west of the equator. It is on the 10 degrees west line. So the location of this island is 15 degrees south latitude, 10 degrees west longitude. Okay, let's look at the whale. There is a whale. So first, is the whale north or south of the equator? The whale is south of the equator, and the location is 5 degrees south latitude. Now, is the whale east of the prime meridian, or is the whale west of the prime meridian? The whale is west of the prime meridian. So the location of the whale is 5 degrees south latitude, 5 degrees west longitude. Okay. Last one is a buoy, and a buoy is something that floats in the water to sort of let ships know which side to pass on so that the ships don't crash into each other. So this buoy is right on the equator, okay? So the latitude of the buoy is 0 degrees latitude. It's not north or south, it's right on the equator. So it's 0 degrees latitude. Now, is the buoy east of the prime meridian, or is the buoy west of the prime meridian? It is west of the prime meridian, so it is on the 10 degrees west line. So this buoy is 0 degrees latitude, 10 degrees west longitude. Okay, so if you think of a map and you think of latitude and longitude locations or coordinates, just like a big coordinate grid, that will help you to find any location on a map. So don't forget to check in the information about the assignment to make sure, see what your teacher would like you to do, if there are any pages assigned in the Chapter 1 packet. And if you have any questions about latitude and longitude, please post them in the comments below, and your teacher will answer your question when they see it. Okay? Thanks, boys and girls. See you next time. Bye-bye.